My dear friends, Namaste and happy Janmashtami to all the friends of Healing Our Earth Foundation. On this special occasion, I would like to mention that once Osho gave a long discourse series on the life and teachings of Lord Krishna, and someone asked a question about Krishna's birth and the special events connected with the birth of Lord Krishna. Osho explained it very beautifully in a symbolic way. He said, don't take it as history. These incidents that he was born in the darkness of the night and his life was in danger and he faced many dangers in his early childhood, but he survived. All these things are symbolic. The similar things also happened in Jesus Christ's life. He was also born in the dark night, and there were all the dangers. The king of Jerusalem has declared to kill all the newborn babies. The similar story is about the uncle of Lord Krishna, Kans. He was keen to kill all the babies born to his sister. Similar story. So the questioner has asked Osho, is it possible that Lord Krishna and Jesus Christ is actually one person with two different names? Because their birth stories are very similar to each other. Osho said, that's not true. Lord Krishna is a different person. Jesus Christ is definitely a different man. Of course, this story about the birth is symbolic. And in old days, when humanity lived as uncultured, the thinking was in pictorial way, in symbolic way. So the story should not be taken as his part of history. It may have never happened, but this happens all the time. Every baby is born in darkness. The birth always happens in darkness. All the mysterious great events happen in darkness. The seed sprouts underground in darkness. The baby grows in the darkness of the womb. Everything which is important happens in darkness. Similarly, the meditativeness, the devotion, the bhakti, it also sprouts in the darkness of the unconscious mind. This is not something logical or intellectual which can happen in the conscious mind. It comes from within. All the great experiences come from within. So everything which is born is always born in darkness. Darkness is the womb through which great mysteries appear and take birth. So this should be taken as symbolic. Similarly, the danger of death is always there. Once a baby is born, he may die any moment, next moment. Death is always there. Everyone is facing death again and again and again. So the same story goes with Lord Krishna, the same story goes with Lord Jesus Christ. Don't take it as historical, but it has symbolic value. This happens with everyone. Once the life is there, it is always in danger of death. Any moment, it can disappear. But Lord Krishna survives. He faces many challenges. He faces death in many, many different forms, but he survives. This means he is growing in awareness, in consciousness. He is knowing the immortality of his being. That is the meaning of surviving. On each step, he faces death. He wins. The death is defeated. This means he is growing in his immortal consciousness. Out of all these challenges, his growth is happening. So we should take the problems as challenges. Once we start facing them, we grow more and more. Our awareness increases. So being born in darkness in the night and facing the challenges of death again and again, these are symbolic. So this is not something which happens only with Krishna or Christ. This happens with everyone. It is always happening. But the important point is Krishna or Christ survives. It means they are growing in a new dimension of eternity, of immortality. Of course, their bodies also died. The body is bound to die. But there is something else also, apart from this body and mind and heart. We have an eternal soul inside, at the center of our being. If we know that, the soul becomes victorious. Of course, the body will disappear one day, but the soul will continue its journey. So this is the symbolic meaning that Krishna faces death in many, many different ways, but each time he survives. One more point, Krishna was born in a very bad situation, in a jail created by his own mama, Kans. We are all born in jails. Just by birth, we are not independent. We are not free. We have to work upon ourselves. Only then we can become free. So Krishna is born in a prison. This is also symbolic. Every human being is born in a prison. All the animals are born in prison. For animals, in Hindi, we call them Pashu. Pashu means that who is in Pash. Pash means the prison, the bondage. We are also in the bondage. But we can grow out of it. An animal cannot grow out of it. It is impossible. But for human being, it is possible to become free. Very rarely some people become free. A Krishna, a Christ, a Buddha, a Mahavira, very rarely, 1 in a billion probably, becomes free. Rest of the people live in bondage. That bondage is not visible from outside, but it is inside. You are bound with your own knowledge, with your own blind beliefs, and you cannot move out of them. That is the meaning of a prison. Your own thoughts have become the bricks of the wall of the prison around you, and you have made it yourself. Self-made prison. But we can become free. If a Krishna can become free, if a Buddha can become free, every human being can become free. So take these as metaphor, as symbols, as poetries. In old days, people used symbolic language, pictorial language. In our childhood, our mind still thinks in pictorial language. And even after growing up, our subconscious mind thinks in pictorial way. When you dream, your conscious mind goes to sleep, but the subconscious mind starts functioning and you start seeing pictures as if a film, a movie is going on, a serial is going on in the inner television. Why? The subconscious mind, which is 88% of our mind, still experiences as our ancestors millions of years ago, they used to experience. They did not know the language. The language was not yet developed. They don't have words. They don't have meanings of the sounds. No verbal communication was possible, but still they were dreaming. We still dream in the same way as billions of years ago human beings used to dream. During our daytime, we are using the verbal, the language, the words with meanings. They are only in the superficial 12% of our mind. So please remember, as we are using language today, in old days, it was not possible. And the scriptures were written by the people who could make pictures of those events. Of course, when you have to make pictures, it will become symbolic, metaphor, a myth, part of the mythology. That's why all the old scriptures mention history in this way. So the similarity between Christ's and Krishna's birth story is remarkable, not because the real events happened in that way, because of mythology. Of course, the name Christ may have been taken from Krishna. That's what Osho has explained. Because in India, Bengalis people, when they use the word Krishna, they pronounce it as Christo. You may have heard a very famous comedian in the Bollywood movies, Krishto Mukherjee. The Christo means Krishna. So if Krishna can change from Krishna to Christo, it may change also from Christo to Christ. Christ was not the birth name of Jesus. His name was Joshua. Later on in English, it became Jesus. Christ was a name given. Just like Siddhartha was the name of Gautam Buddha, his family name was Gautam Siddhartha. When he became enlightened, a free consciousness, this name was given Buddha. Buddha simply means awakened one, the one who is totally free. That is the meaning. So similarly, Jesus was given this name. This name may have traveled from India, and it may be just another form of Krishna or Christo, and it became Christ. This is possible. So this beautiful explanation is given by Osho in the series of discourses, which is called Krishna Smriti. The book is also translated in English, Krishna, the Man and His Philosophy. If you like to read this book, it is available from our website, oshofragrance.org. If you want to listen the Hindi discourses, you can download from oshoworld.com website, Krishna Smriti. It's a beautiful series, all the aspects of Lord Krishna, not only the life, but also his philosophy are explained by Osho so that the modern contemporary man can understand. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my feelings with you. Again, happy birthday of Lord Krishna. And this should become birth of Krishna consciousness in each one of us. Thank you again very much.